Hello there and welcome to Chris's Retro Corner. Just for your reference, I'm going to put links in the description to all the sites and things that I'm using today for your convenience and reference. Okay, so the question is, you've got yourself an old 8-bit computer, you've got yourself a stack of games that came with it, but what happens if, like me, you've got 2 or 3 tape decks around the place and none of them are working? You can invest time, effort, trying to source usually belt kits and get these things working, clean them up, but another option would be perhaps emulation, and this is where this device comes in. In a previous video, and I'll link it up here, we had a very quick look at this, just took it out of the box and had a first look around it. So what this is, when I say emulation, this is an Arduino Nano, some additional circuitry, some switches and a screen inside a 3D printed case, and basically it emulates a tape drive to your old 8-bit computer. It doesn't know any different at all. It's like it's being plugged into a 35-year-old or so tape deck, but this provides a much more consistent signal, and in my experience with this, I've not really had any errors with it. Only when I started monkeying about with the baud rate, the data rate to the computer itself, that I started having a few problems, but in its standard form it works really well. So like I say, when I got my Electron, I was lucky enough to get a selection of games with it, which is nice. A lot of BBC owners will recognise these titles as well. They were released for the Beeb as well as the Elk. So yeah, and quite nice. I mean, the boxes are in a pretty bad way, as you can see, but it's nice to have them. It's nice to have them. The tapes themselves can degrade over time. So it's a bit of a nice to have, really, than anything else. So rather than trying to sort out, and I would quite like, tape decks to go with each of my micros, just for posterity more than anything else, just to look pretty on the shelf. Yeah, day to day loading software into these devices, you want something a little bit more reliable, possibly smaller. And like I say, this is where this comes into its element. So this comes courtesy to me of YouMakeRobots. Like I said, there'll be a link in the description, so do check out their website. And in a previous video we had a very quick look around this, so just as a refresher, you can see there, once it actually focuses, there's some buttons on the front. You've got up and down for navigation, menu button, got play and stop and record. Now, record on this model at the moment isn't supported. Hopefully that might be something that becomes a thing in the future. We might be able to software flash our devices and get a record function, but for the time being, this is a playback only device. Having a quick look at the back here, you can see you've got a mini USB for power, a 3.5mm input, or output, sorry, should I say, output from this device, and also a 2.5mm remote, so just slightly smaller socket there for the remote control. And so that's so the computer can start and stop this device of its own accord. So, quick look around the device. You can see that it's 3D printed, just in certain light, but the actual finish on this, and do excuse my fingerprints, I'm bound to have some mucky marks on here because I have been using it and I've been enjoying it quite a lot. Yeah, the finish is really nice. I'll try and get a reflection on there. There you go. So YouMakeRobots have done a really good job in manufacturing this item. Forgot to mention micro SD slot on the front. I'll take the card I've been using out. We'll pop that to one side, and let's move over to our laptop. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to guide you through downloading of preparing and popping on the data files onto this SD card, and then we'll move ahead over to the Electron and we'll load some of those up. So first up, I'm going to go to the SD card here. You can see that I've got some things on it already. So I've done a dry run of this video, and it all seems to work very well indeed. So what we'll do is we'll format this. We will format just at the standard default settings here. Do a quick format, and it's done. So we'll just double check that. Yeah, nothing there. So I'm using a 2 gig SD card. It's an old one I've got knocking about. In fact, I've got quite a few of these, and you'd be very surprised how much data that these can hold, at least in regards to our old 8-bit computers. Just to give you an idea, a 2 gig card formats in sort of about 1.89 gig, and at that capacity, if we say the average size of an Electron cassette file would probably be, say, 35k. The machine itself is only 32, but usually you get a little loader screen or something that pops up just to let you know that something's happening, and that takes up a little bit of space. So not regarding multi-load games, so that's games whereby each level or each section have their own load, and this is where the remote function comes into its element on this emulated solution. If we say each game's 35k, I can get 54,000 cassette images on just a 2 gig SD card, which is pretty great. I don't own anywhere near that many tapes. Literally, I've probably got about 30 tapes for this. So it's far more than I need for that. And so yeah, I'm putting an old SD card that's otherwise pretty useless by today's standards to very good use. So what we're going to do, we are going to head over to Stairway to Hell. Now what Stairway to Hell is, it's a repository for Acorn software. People have taken the time and effort to rip the audio signals from cassettes, clean them up, and then archive them. Now, as far as I'm aware, unfortunately this site hasn't been maintained for quite a while, but it's still there, it's still up, and it's still available. So what I'm going to do is very quickly head over to the Electron section, and I'm going to re-download the 5 games that I showed you earlier. So there we can see the 5 files that I've downloaded. And if we head over to our downloads, we should see those there. So what we need to do now, the UEF format from stairwaytohell.com, they come down in zip files, so they're compressed. What we need to do is uncompress these, but the UEF tape format is also itself natively compressed as well, but we'll get back to that in just a minute. So we shall create a new folder on the desktop. And then we'll have a look here as well. So, having a quick look at each folder, I'm just going to copy each of the games into the root of this folder, just to make things a little easier to manage. And you can see here that we've got those 5 files there. So one more folder just on the desktop. So I said a little while ago that the UEF format is compressed. Now the Arduino Nano that's in this device and any other like it, it doesn't really have enough space internally to be able to work with that file. So what we have to do is we have to uncompress that before we then copy over to the SD card. And very helpfully, YouMakeRobots have got a tool to do that with. So we'll open that up here. Need to extract some UEF files. If we have a quick look, we can see our 5 files here. And very helpfully, this little tool has a batch function, so you don't have to do just one file at a time. You can do as many as you like. So we'll open those. We will choose somewhere. There we go, UEF files copied to SD card, that's where we want those to go. We'll OK that, and it's done in a matter of moments. So we will have a quick look. Here are our uncompressed UEF files ready to copy to the SD card. So we'll select those, copy them over to the card, and then we will double check that they're there, and you can see that those 5 files are there. Smashing. We will take that and we will pop that into our drive. So let's pop that to the side. Grab our micro SD card and pop it in the slot. So turning our attention over to my Electron. Like I said, we've got a couple of connections to do. So one is the remote, and that is that one there. The other one is the output from the BeebuiTape. Lastly, we need some power. So we pop that in, and there we go. You can see that starting up. Nice little addition there of the Acorn logo, of course, on the front as well, which is nice, but also on the screen when you start it up. So if we have a quick look, and we can see some basic information. We've got the baud rate set at the moment to 1200, which is the default. We've got the motor control for the remote there, sort of on or off. We've got some, like I say, some basic information. So this is running a Max Arduino solution, which is an open source solution. And like I said, you will find other devices available running this similar solution. Starting at the bottom there, going down instead of up, you can see we've got Starship Command there, Snapper, Monsters, Hopper, and Boxer. So we'll queue up Boxer. We've got that there. If I press play, it will say play and then pause straight away, which is really helpful because it gives us a moment just to get back over to the elk. So function K to chain, shift double 2 to give us the quotation marks, and there we go. And the elk's waiting. We'll just unpause. Now this is loading in real time, so this is taking exactly the same length of time that it would with a cassette. However, like I said, it seems to be an awful lot more reliable. You don't have to monkey about with the tone and the volume controls. Sometimes the cables are a bit funny. My cable is particularly old. Obviously it was brand new with this device, but the connections aren't exactly brilliant nowadays. So we'll give that a moment to load, and we'll come back in a second. And there we go, box is loaded, no problems. Okay, let's pick another one. So hopper, ready to go, all queued up. We'll break, we'll set this up ready, we'll load a second file. And there we go, hopper, no problems. Okay, just one more. Let's go for snapper. So snapper's a Pac-Man clone, so yeah, definitely want a quick look at that. So this is our third, and for this video, final program loading. So yeah, over to the BeebuiTape, just as it does its thing. So, I said I was going to give you my honest opinion of this little device. And really, I think it's stylish, it's very well manufactured, and yet it's quite cheap as well. I think YouMakeRobots are selling this a fantastic price for what it is and the job that it does. Those old tape decks, even untested, at the moment they're going for like £30 odd, maybe more. Certainly the bespoke devices, sort of the Acorn produced devices that go along with the Electron, can command a much higher price, and then you're still getting something that could be unreliable and you might have to spend time and effort fixing. So I really do think that this is a very elegant solution, and I would heartily recommend it. I've had an awful lot of fun using this over the last few weeks, and yeah, it's going to be my go-to device. So thank you very much to YouMakeRobots for sending this in for review. I'm looking forward to using it with my elk, and also as and when I get my hands on a BBCB, that as well. So thank you very much for watching, really do appreciate it. If you like my videos, give us a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more content like this, of course, then do consider subscribing to my channel. But for now, thank you again. I look forward to seeing you in another video soon, and I'm going to have a bit of a go at this while this is here. Take care now, bye bye. Oh, I still haven't got any better.